honey. Okay, making sure the audio is fine. You guys could hear me great. Yeah, we had a little delay in the class because we got my new son Tamim here, and he needed to be changed. So we had father and mommy duty. Welcome, son. Your first little event. We're excited. How you feel being back, honey?
Feel great. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Want to share a little bit about your experience?
It's been great. Everything's been smooth.
Yeah.
I can't complain. It's been a blessing. Yes.
That's it. You mean you didn't gave birth? He was almost 9 pounds 4 ounces.
Yeah. The whole experience.
I mean, hey, we're here. We're gonna get into the class in 1 second, but you know, people follow your story.
Where should I start?
Just a little bit.
So, yep, he was. Let me see. He was born on the 14th, and he was what you said
9.38. So 9.4.
9.38. Yep. And yeah. So, and just having him here has just been
She done skipped all over the labor. She just skipped over it.
Yeah, he's here. Like the whole, yeah.
No, okay, just a little bit.
Yeah, so the laboring.
Huh?
Is it?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's people in here not in class. It would say members only if it was.
It's a live class for everybody. Okay, well, if you don't stop giving the wrong information. Her. Look, she said, "Whoo, no." All right, come on.
Okay, so yeah. The laboring, it was definitely an experience. I went into labor at 3 a.m. He was born at 11:54. So I would say it was a pretty fast labor, but it felt like it took forever at the same time because those contractions were like on 100,000. Yeah, I spent most of my time on a cold floor, just dealing with it. So
because that was most comfortable for you.
It was most comfortable. Yeah. At a point in time, I had to walking around helped a lot when I was having contractions, walking them off, and then in the process when I got there, because my water broke probably around like 5 in the morning, maybe 6, and then we got to the birth center with my midwives at like 7 in the morning. So yeah, from that time, yeah, it was just on and cracking. And just when I got there, I was like already 5 centimeters.
Yeah.
And it was pretty fast. Like once the contraction started, it was nonstop.
Non-medicated, natural labor.
Yeah, just all natural. So no kind of medication. I did think I needed an epidural at a point in time. But I put through it though.
You did, honey. You did. Yeah. Yeah.
You did amazing.
You did great,
phenomenal.
Honey.
So yeah, better than I thought. And I mean, the contractions was the worst part. I always thought that the pushing would be worse than the contractions, but it was the other way around for me. The contractions was the worst, and then the pushing was more relieving. So yeah, and I got to 10 centimeters I feel like within a few hours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, so, like about 3 hours or so.
3 hours later. So,
if it was 3 hours.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fast and it was beautiful. I seen my video the other day.
I just showed her for the first time her video.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't. It was beautiful. So yeah.
How does it feel being a mommy now?
It feels like when people say that it seems like the whole world stops or time just stops, like that's literally how I felt, how I feel, and it feels great. Just this whole the whole shift, it's been great. It's been amazing. You know, it's like I tell my husband all the time, just every day knowing, like waking up to him and just like having him throughout the day, just caring for him. It's been, yeah, I love it. I love it. I love being a mom.
Do you think the hardest part of it all was yesterday?
Yes. Oh my God. Yesterday, so he got circumcised yesterday.
Aw.
And I
He's
thought,
smiling.
He felt
He said, "I can smile now."
listen, I thought that I don't know what I thought that they just take this little piece of skin off on like the around little tip or whatever, but that nothing prepared me for that.
Mm,
That was just, yeah. Part of me felt like I wish I didn't see it, but
right.
I'm glad I was there to support him through that.
Yeah. And we
That was a
went,
lot.
we didn't go through the hospital. We went to an actual rabbi who specializes in, we got our grandson circumcised there. So we have a history. And I'd imagine that everybody who has a boy in the remnant, we would suggest that they would go to the rabbi. He really knows his stuff. And,
It's
you
quick.
know, it's quick. And, you know, he told us that, you know, the next day Tamim would not be bleeding or anything. And he was right, because not bleeding, everything is perfect. He did an incredible job. So
And
really happy.
he hasn't even been fussy about it. I think the
Really?
only reason he was
Mhm.
fussy
He was
was
hungry.
he was hungry.
Mhm.
But other than that, he's pretty strong too.
Yeah.
You know, we've when he had his checkups with our midwives, they poked his heel 2-3 different times for their
Mhm.
little, you know, when they
Blood work.
get blood work.
Mhm.
And yeah, he hasn't cried.
He never reacted
He
to
never
it.
reacted to it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
he's
a
pretty
trooper.
strong. Everybody, when they check on him, say he's an overachiever, and because he
He's so
lost
strong.
weight. So he was born 9 pounds and some change, and then he lost a little weight because the second time they weighed him, he was 7 pounds.
No, heck no.
No? Was it
8'10" or 8'12" or something.
Okay,
8'10".
so yep, and then he just got his weight back yesterday when they checked him, he's 9'10".
Mhm.
So, and they said that usually doesn't happen within 2 weeks.
Yeah, they
And he's
expect
10
for
days today.
yeah, they expect for the baby to get their weight back within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
And they said he did it real fast. And they
Mhm.
said, yeah, that's because he's an overachiever. I said,
No, he
believe
did,
that.
'cause he be
Yes,
eating.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So I just want to take some time. Is how could I have him and her back here and not take a little time for us to discuss a little bit? We're very excited. Myself, Dove was there, and also her mother Victoria was there. So it was a really special, beautiful time, and we're glad that everything went off without a hitch.
yes.
She never tore, ripped, or anything. You know, you would think somebody have a baby. We love the fact that we did it in a birthing center with midwives versus the hospital, because the whole process was so intimate to us. It was very intimate. We, you know, to know the midwives and their involvement, and it was just intimate. It was just beautiful. We wouldn't do it any other way. If I would have known it before with other kids, I would have did it
Yes.
before. I'm not saying not to go to the doctors. I'm just saying our experiences was beautiful because it was extremely intimate. It almost felt like Tiffany was a part of the family.
Yeah, it really did. I
You
love
know?
Tiffany.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was great.
yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
we
I'm-
wouldn't do it
that
any
was a
other way.
blessing.
Yeah. So
Yes.
at any rate, the name of the class is The Key. Yeah, the Master Key, nephew. You're right. The Master Key. I'm excited about this class. You know, I want to show out.
Oh,
That's what kind of class it is. I
Okay.
just want to show out.
Yes.
You know, I just want to release my measure. You know, because I haven't talked about this before, not directly, you know, but around about topics that could be addressed with it. But the Master Key is something that you cannot lose, or you shouldn't lose it, right? And I'm going to explain it to you for the first time, right? A big question is, who holds the value in the relationship between the man and the woman? It's like a competitive thing in relationships now, in modern times. Who holds the value? Who holds the value? Who holds it in the beginning? Who holds it during apprehension? And then during maintenance? I use maintenance a lot in my book, The Road to Paradise. I love the word maintenance, right? Who holds the value during maintenance? You know, one way you could show where the value is by one word. What's that one word? What did I send to you?
Oh, by
Pull it up. Master
I have it
key.
in my head too.
Well, it don't matter because it ain't coming out
It
your mouth.
ain't coming out.
Yeah, so you might as well not even have it in your head.
Come on, man.
I emailed it to you. I mean,
Pursue.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Did I give you the definition?
Yeah,
Here.
pursue.
So pursue, right? Pursue. When a man is interested in a woman, what does he do?
Pursue her.
He pursues, Who holds the value then? The woman holds the value, huh? So is the value determined by who's pursuing? Oh, I'm about to break this thing down. I thought I'm about to show
I
out
ain't
tonight.
saying nothing yet.
I'm about to show out tonight.
Don't get me caught up.
Is the value determined by who's pursuing? Right? What is the
Pursue means to
Uh-huh.
follow
Listen,
someone.
wait a minute. Bring your whole mind. Pursue means
To follow someone
uh-huh.
or something
Uh-huh.
in order to catch them,
Go ahead. What else is that all I got down there?
or to actively work toward achieving a goal,
Uh-huh.
plan,
Uh-huh.
or subject.
You got to pursue in order to achieve a goal. You got to pursue in order to achieve a goal. Right? A goal is something that is elevated in your mind. Something above you. Something above you. A goal. You elevate it because you pursue it. Right? So you would say in the beginning, when a man pursues, the woman has the value. What happens during apprehension? Here's what a mistake is. I'm giving you the master key. Then I'm going to go back through there. What happens after he possesses what he pursues? What happens? He stops pursuing? I'm asking the remnant and I'm asking the chat. What happens after you achieve what you pursued? What does the chat say? This will be interactive. It's going to be good for you.
Maintenance. He pursues something else.
He pursues something else. Wow. Who said that?
That's Mook.
Mook says, once he has attained what he pursues something else. What else is the chat
He
saying?
wants to conquer the next pursuit.
He wants to conquer the next pursuit.
The relationship is the value, the bond.
The relationship is the value, the bond.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens after the pursuit. The question is, what happens after he captures what he's pursued? Because I'm trying to show you the master key. You got something in your mind, babe? Oh. What's the chat saying? Order.
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction? Okay. After he has captured what he pursues, what normally happens in modern times? Because if you could catch this, you're going to get the master key of why marriages today are like divorced 80%. Losing interest? Okay. Anybody? The chat? It's going to be beautiful, but It was there all along, but you didn't see it.
The effort stops.
The effort stops. Can I give you the key to my longevity in my relationships? And I could say relationships because I had the same thing that I used before, but there's nothing like my relationship with Dove that I've been in for like 30 years. One thing that I've never stopped doing with Dove is pursue her. Woo!
I was gonna say that too. I promise.
I never stopped. Oh man, if y'all don't get the beauty of that, I never stopped pursuing her. Your pursuit game is minimized. All your effort you have put in just capturing, but you know nothing about maintenance. Have you ever heard that saying? The same way Dee was talking about it at one time, the same way you catch her is the same way you gotta be the keeper.
Because the
Oh, you said that, huh? Right. Okay.
yeah,
It's a saying that's been said many times, but I was saying recently you said that.
because pursue doesn't
That's
stop.
key. That said that.
Pursue, it says, is deliberate
Mhm.
effort, persistence, and continuous.
Woo!
Right?
Continuous.
Continuous.
Yeah. Yeah. My pursuit of Naya has not stopped, and she likes that it hasn't stopped. You see? So the relationship renews day by day. Oh, that's beautiful. That deserves a hand clap right there. A lot of you in your relationships is saying, why did the flame, where did it go? You stop pursuing. And the moment you stop pursuing, your partner believed you lost interest, and you did. It's never fresh. You stop pursuing. All your energy. There's a line that I talk about in my book, Guard the Man, about how in the pursuit, you have all the qualifications. You call, you go do things together, you put all your energies in the pursuits. And I'm paraphrasing, but your maintenance game is boo-boo. Your maintenance game is crap. Because no one told you never stop pursuing. Goodness gracious, I love that. I told you I'm going to show out. The spark has left your relationship because someone told you that the most important part was just capturing. I had some friends when I was in the lifestyle that I always talked about, Dre, man. I said, what, man? Man, I got a good catch hand. But my keep hand is garbage. They've invested everything in the right thing to say, the right presentation, but lack the essence of maintaining something. It's best that you never had it. Because when all you have is just a good catch hand and you don't know how to maintain, you destroy people's lives. You destroy people's lives. And so there's millions of women. Somebody says, oh man, he's just playing to women. I'm talking the truth. And I got the receipts to prove it. There are many women's lives that are destroyed because you didn't know nothing other than capture. No one told you how to have longevity. Somebody said, once he captures, Mook said, he goes pursue something else. And that's what the modern world is right now. All the value is pursuit to capture. Mine's is pursuit, capture, maintain. So when you pursue, capture, maintain, there are different things that are developed in you as a man. It's like, this is not religious, but it makes a great point that the race is not given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but to the man that endures to the end. Even God himself says, listen, you might be a good runner, but it's going to take more than that. You might be pretty buff and pretty strong and can lift up the whole gym, but it's going to take more than that. You're going to have some endurance. And you could forget the first two and put all your energy in the endurance, and you're going to win. There's a spiritual principle connected to this. But to the one who endures to the end, because there is different things developed in that man that's not developed in the man who can pursue the capture. He's not built to last, baby. And your relationships have never lasted. You didn't have a man who was taught that the value is being a man that's built to last. You have temporary males who show you the idea of a man, and it dwindles away over a period of time. He has showed you the idea of one, all the right things to say in the beginning, showing up consistently in the beginning, because his value is based upon capturing you. So his pursuit has to be the most impressive. And no one told you as a woman to look for other things outside of his ability to pursue. No one told you to make it broader, so you never could protect yourself as a woman, because you thought just to look at the flash and the glitter. And you know the saying, everything that glitters is not gold. But you were taught to think about the flashy things, the feel-good things, what he says to you, and how he shows up in the beginning. No one taught you as a woman that no matter what happens in the beginning, listen, no one taught you as a woman that no matter what happens in the beginning, you can't determine his character until after the beginning ends. Let me bring that back around, because I don't know whether you heard that. You can't determine his character until after the beginning ends. And think about if you were taught that as a lady, as a woman. Think about if you were taught that as a woman, how insulated you would be to all the devastation that you have faced, because you judged him by his beginning. And God said, it's to the man that endures to the end. No one taught you to look at the specific abilities that a man who can, in a man that can endure. No one taught you that. So because no one taught you that, you fall in place like most women to the guy who says the right things to make you feel good. All right? Instead of you having a judgment based upon longevity that's going to make you be good, not to feel good. It's the be good that's more important than the feel good, because the feel good has an end date. The be good has some longevity to it. So the man that is developed with longevity, he's thinking about you being good. The temporary male is only thinking about you feeling good. And that's where his expertise is, because that's what you've lent yourself to, the feel-good woman. You just want to be a feel-good woman. Lend yourself to devastation over and over and over again. And because males know the deficiency that no one has taught you really what to look for, He knows you will never really truly see his true covers. He knows that. You are susceptible to the feel good. And that's why many of you are not good. And you have repetition. There's been a repetition of experiences that have shown up to be the same. When I was growing up with my father, he was teaching me as a young man and even a child endurance, character. The things he was teaching me were not for momentary satisfactions, but for durability. You have to learn to endure. So I was being developed with the skills of how to endure, and why the endurance was part of my makeup and development as a man. Because if you're a man or a male that is growing up just learning just them few little things on how to make somebody just feel good by what you say, in the forefront, your how you say it, it's your oh man, there's a particular word I want to use for it. It's like, huh? No, it's like your biggest presentation, right? This is, boy, you about to, this is your, it's like when you're, I don't know if everybody's gone to a magic show before, it's this big old presentation, but there's a word for it, right? Because a lot of times in the magic shows with all of these big illusionists, they're illusions. Oh, spectacle is the word, right? The word is the spectacle. So he learns that if I can put on the biggest spectacle with the lights and the fireworks and woo, woo, and the woman's like, woo, woo. You know, she likes those spectacles and woo, it's exciting, woo, right? And so you see men all over every race, learning the presentation of the spectacle. Oh, and they develop it just to capture you. And then they lose interest. But you as a woman have not been taught, after the spectacle, who are you? You haven't been taught to hold your guns, just to sit back and say, that was a nice show. Now, who are you? Oh. Once he knows that you weren't as impressed by the show as most, there'll be two things that happen. He'll get the heck away from you, or he'll pursue. After the capture. So a lot has to do with how you look at yourself, ladies. Ladies, hold your guns until the spectacle is over. Hold your guns until the spectacle is over. Anticipate it. Look for it.
Until the show is over.
Until the show is over.
Mm-hmm.
Hold your guns. And all that will do is protect you. That's how you protect yourself. Trust me, I know many that put on great spectacles. And that's all. That's all they ever were, was a great spectacle. Let me get a little bit more intimate. A man could have put all his value in learning how to be good in the bed. I want to learn all the tricks of the trade. I remember this rapper said, I think it was Big Daddy Kane back in the day, romance without finance is a damn nuisance. Now I'm going to go into something else real quick. Pull that up, Naya, what I sent you. And I'm going to come back over here, but this is a good segue. And let me remember what it was here. Okay, to say the first part and not this part. Not so I.
Okay.
What's the first part? Listen.
I like a woman who has a lot.
Wait, hey, don't go so fast.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I like a woman.
Wait a minute, I'm talking about myself. Listen to me, I'm about to take you somewhere. I said I'm showing out tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, women and men. Say it again, honey.
I like a woman who has.
I like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I like a woman. Andre Taylor, Gorgeous Dre, whatever you want to call it. Me. I like a woman. What do you like, Andre? Go ahead.
Who has a lot to lose.
Well, but y'all don't even know where I'm going. I like a woman who has a lot to lose. Let me just get up one time because y'all don't know where I'm going.
I know where you're going. I bet I know what you're
Ask
about to say.
yourself. I said I'm showing out tonight. I like a woman, me personally. I like a woman that has a lot to lose. What do you mean, Drake?
I think it means it's up to you for her to know she got a lot to lose.
I like a woman. No.
No?
Yes, but no.
Okay.
I like a woman who has a lot to lose. The flip side of that. Have you known a woman that don't have nothing to lose? What does she do? What does a woman who has nothing to do, nothing to lose do? Anything! She suggests, I can't even get it out. She submits herself to all manner of things. She entangles her life in all manner of things. Look at your life. When you didn't have nothing to lose, what did you entertain?
The streets.
Not just
Anything.
that,
No,
anything.
Mhm.
What did you entertain when you didn't have anything to lose? I said, I like a woman who has a lot to lose because she ain't moving any kind of way.
Have another disposition. Mm-hmm.
She ain't moving any kind of way. And I told Naya today, it's not that she walks around saying, I have a lot to lose. No, that's not what I'm saying. She already knows. She lives in a bountiful life, a full life already. Her life is full. I'm not talking about her life is full because of money. Her life is full. I told Naya, I said, look it. There's something that transitioned in you. I could see it. Just from the time when we met, start together, our relationship and our marriage, versus where you are now. If you gave birth, I said, I see every bit of woman in you. Right? But what I see more is what I like. I see a woman who has a lot to lose. And I see a woman that don't move circumspectly. Not even a thought. The maturity. But if you turn the corner back a few years ago, you didn't have that weight.
Nope.
You entertained a lot, which wouldn't even come across your mind now. I said, I like a woman who has a lot to lose The second part of that was, that's why I create them. I'm talking big greatness. I'm talking big around here.
You like,
I like a woman who has a lot to lose. That's why I create them. Every woman that's ever been with me feels like, well, I got too much to lose to be playing around these games with these little youngsters or whatever it is. I got too much to lose to be entertaining anything, whether it's family, friends, or whatever. Your woman don't feel that way about you out there in that indoctrination. That's why somebody can come along that might present a better presentation, and she'll leave you for him. Because with you, she didn't feel that she had nothing to lose. That's a cold-blooded wake-up call. You didn't know to invest in her for her to feel that way. Why? Because you was never taught the longevity game. You was only taught the capture. You don't even pursue her. She has lost value. How can a woman who doesn't feel valuable in the relationship with you feel like she has anything to lose? You've not made her feel any kind of way. You don't pursue any longer. And you wonder why her eyes are possibly open for a next guy who has the great presentation. She falls again for the great presentation, because at least in the beginning of the pursuit, he makes your girl feel good. And you've lost the ability to make her feel good because you don't pursue her anymore. It's just the little things that are the big things in the pursuit. Them same things you used to do in the beginning. You darn near go get your girl some flowers and just surprise her. You might go to C's Candy to see if C's Candy can let you see something.
not see.
You know, you ain't even bought her a Snicker going to the store one time now. You don't think that way about her, and she knows it. And then you wonder why she's susceptible to the next guy with the great presentation. She doesn't have anything to lose. There's no weight in your relationship, nothing heavy, no weight, that kind of weight heavy in your relationship. The weight comes in the pursuit. That's where all the value happens. The weight, the heaviness comes in the pursuit. That's why the pursuit has to be continual. Your girl over there looking all dry. She ain't excited. You be talking about she be wearing that little bonnet to bed. She didn't wear that bonnet to bed when you first was pursuing. She wear them old same old little old pajamas. It ain't sexy no more. You don't pursue. That comes from how she feels during the pursuit. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna ask if I can share it. I'm not gonna go too much, but because when a woman, after she has a baby, right, and there are things that a woman's body have to get back to, right, and it's like if sometimes with your breastfeeding, your breast could leak milk, and you have to put coverings on for you who have had children before, right, just to cover up. There's areas that need covering, right, and all the time they don't look sexy. I love Naya so much. She might have something on, and she might not want me to see it. If I didn't continue to pursue her, it wouldn't be a concern. The pursuit makes her conscious of her value and how she wants to present to me. Do you see how it works? My pursuit makes her feel beautiful, wanted, desired. For her to say, I don't want you to see me in this. And me to say, I understand, baby. That's the pursuit, though. It stays fresh. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You stop pursuing. That's the master key. And that's why your girl looked unlike she did when you first pursued. And that's why you're pursuing something else, but it's your fault. Man, the woman got her own mind and she that, but you just don't know how powerful you are. The moment, anytime that I say something about your ability to create environments as a man, you go listening to the manosphere and the red pills and purples or whatever, and you diminish the ability that God himself has given you as a man. The reason why I always make you accountable, because it's your position in the earth. You think of yourself so small. See, when I say it begins and ends with me, I'm just aligning myself to what God made me to be in the earth through my dominion as a man. So I understand my ability to create like my God. I'm talking too heavy for y'all. And the moment you say, when I say something to you like that as a man, that it's your fault, yeah, but God has given her own freedom choice, just that, that's just me knowing you don't understand who you are. You don't know what your position holds. You don't know the tools in the toolbox as a man, as the position that you have. And because you don't know, you're blind to your ability to create the atmosphere you desire. And what comes along with the creation, the accountability and the responsibility of the power that you're supposed to have as a man. I'm trying to awaken you, but all I hear amongst males is the first thing I try to make you understand how powerful you are. This is how I know the condition of modern man. You first point to the woman, like your father, Adam. As powerful and perfect as Adam was, listen to me. As powerful and perfect as Adam was, he allowed the position of the woman to usurp him. Listen to me. How? Listen, man. I'm trying to wake you up, right? How did Adam allow the woman to usurp him, to be above him? Adam allowed that. Because when God came to him about what God had put him over to have dominion over, he said, it was the woman that you gave me. Don't that sound like you modern men? God was expecting Adam to stand in his headship, because it wasn't about what she did. It was about his position. God was trying to say, you're like me, Adam. I put you in the world like me in existence. I'm trying to show you something. This is how I am in existence, Adam. I'm trying to say how I am as God in existence. I made you that in the earth. What do you mean? You don't know that God took responsibility for Satan? After everything Satan has done in opposition to God, if you believe those things, right? God said, I created good and I created evil. Do you understand, man, what I'm saying? It wasn't about what Satan did. God said, I created this, I created that. I'm accountable for everything going on around here. And when my two wives look at me, I never allowed them to usurp my position as a man. Whatever they've done, God, I will be accountable for the position of governance you've given me over them. I'll take care of the behavior, but the position is mine. And I'll be accountable to you for the position you gave me. Why? Because the position says you have to be accountable for everything underneath you. That's the position. And every time I hear you males, but it was the woman, she was doing this, she was doing that. I was like, whoa, have we fallen so far away from God? Which is why I always say, I'm only here for the remnant. I can't even take it. I had to create something to give me the ability because I couldn't take it. Especially with all this manosphere and all that kind of stuff. Because all that is a bunch of males that done got their heart broke. Now they want to take it out on a woman. I couldn't take it. So I'm glad God gave me something to take care of it. What did he give me? I'm only here for the remnant. That allows me to release all that mess that I'm hearing out there and to focus in on those who could hear. Right? To focus on those that could hear. So understand, I create what I want. I create what I want. And I'm telling you, as a man, he's giving you the ability to create what you want, but you can't operate in the ability without the accountability. Did you hear me? You can't operate in that ability to create what you want, right, without the accountability, right? It's like unchecked power. God's not going to give you unchecked power. He wants to give you power, but it has to come with accountability, because power with accountability creates character. I'm teaching too heavy today. Power with accountability creates character. And that is not something that is developed in young males today. Character. That's nothing that you even think about. You just think about putting on the great show so you can simply have sex. You have elevated the womb so high that you have allowed her to usurp her position above yours, and it's never been that way. This is what it is. See, look, even the little celebrities and stuff, right? They weren't popular in school, a lot of them, and so now even Drake, and I'm not picking on Drake, but this is just real stuff. He wasn't the ladies' man and stuff back when he was in school, and he wasn't the guy and all that. He became the guy, and girls like him, and I can understand why. It's like, if you weren't handsome in school, then you become famous. You about to make up for it. You about to make up for it. You about to say, boy, I was poor. I'm about to have 17 chains on. I'm about to make up for it. Right? It's that inside, right? It's the telltale sign, right? Instead of operating with a level of poise, you can't operate with a level of poise because now you're operating out of your lack, right? And when you're operating out of your lack to a man like me, you can be penetrated. I'm going to take it somewhere else. When you're operating out of your lack to a man like me that sees, you can be penetrated. How? How is it that me, when I was in a lifestyle, I was able to go have girls, and I got 8 women, 6 women, 7 women. They want to come be with me and leave the boyfriend that they say they love or whatever. Right? What is it about that? What is it about you having an issue with your girl, but your girl would come over be with me, and I got 7 other girls? How does that work? Right? Is it a magic trick? Is it witchcraft? You've bewitched my girl. You have bewitched her, Andre. Gorgeous Dre, you've bewitched her. No, there's just some things that I know that you don't know that I'm trying to teach you today. I'm trying to show you a man in his rightful place, in his position, what he gives off, like God, because that's what God gave him. When I say like God, some of you might feel insulted. Like God. No, it's exactly like God. Go look up what dominion means. I have given you dominion over the earth. That was what he gave man. You don't even have dominion over your own life. And then you want to have some dominion over a woman. Right? You're thinking about dominance. No, I'm not talking about dominance. I'm talking about dominion. Because that's where the accountability comes with the power that creates the character. Do you understand? Dominion, that comes with accountability to the power, which creates character. If there's no accountability with the power, I'm about to say something, they might come see me. It creates Trump. No accountability with the power, right? So with the power becomes the value instead of the accountability becoming the value, right? That means win at all costs. That's just the power. Win at all costs is the power, right? Get her at all costs. Just go sleep with her. That's the power. The accountability, right? It creates the character, which then allows you to have longevity. It allows you to have longevity. There are many women out there that might disapprove that I have 2 wives, but they can't disapprove in how they're treated. They can't disapprove of how happy they are, truly. You can disapprove of a whole bunch of things, but it'll speak for itself. I don't have to say a word. You could see it manifested in their own lives. You could see it with Dove for almost 30 years, and you can see it duplicated right here with Naya. It's because I know something that I'm trying to teach you. The accountability with the power that creates character. The character then creates the longevity. And then when your woman looks at you, right? She sparks, she looks like them, they're happy and all these things because the pursuit has never stopped. Are you guys kind of get it as I'm tying it together? I'm trying to give it to you step by step. You want more of it? Go get the book, Guard the Man. What's the master key?
Pursue.
Never stop. Never stop pursuing. Somebody said, I've been married for 30 years and you've been miserable for 29. There's probably been some infidelity in there through the years. This might have been something that you wanted to go pursue. She might have felt she's seen a great show. But there's a way that you could have longevity and perfection. I'm not in the world for anything other than for God to show me who he is. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, when I said for God to show me who he is, right? I can't live in the world, no matter how imperfect and faulty it is, knowing I have a God who is not faulty or imperfect, and not expect who he is in my life. I refuse to live a world like that. Let me hit you again with that. I can't live in the world. See, this is when you're in your dominion that you could think this way. You can't even think this way, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. I can't, right? Just like I told you the kind of woman I like. Okay, I'm trying to tell you that I can't live in a world, no matter how faulty it is, imperfect it is, knowing how perfect God is, right? I can't live in a world without expecting his perfection to show in my life. You can't just be this perfect and me have the information about it and me not expect to see that resonated in my life. You are not let off the hook around here, God. Listen to me. You are not let off the hook in my life. Everybody else, I'll let them say it's impossible for perfection. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about him. You can't show up and show out to talk about who you are, how powerful you are, how perfect you are, what you've done. You went over there and told Job, was you there when I put the sun in the sky and the stars over here? No, he wasn't. Okay, so the fact that you've done that, I got expectation. What do you want? He untold, I think it was Abraham. Is there anything too hard for, what's Abraham? Is there anything too hard for the Lord? He'd been popping it like that. So you finally met a man who's in his dominion, that understand everything that you've made me to be as a man. And now this man in the earth, I don't care about none other, I'm talking about this one, in the earth is now expecting you to show up in your perfection in my fallible life. You have no excuses to me. You can't be all that and tell me, but your life is too hard for me. See, I could have done it, but see, you a human. No, you don't get them excuses. You get no excuses from me. That's why I don't have any excuses how I am towards these women in my life. That's why I'm not a man that every time somebody tells me about my dominion, I go say, but the woman got her own freedom of choice and all this old kind of stuff. Trying to make you understand on a level of consciousness and thinking. Just like I hold myself to that perfection, I hold God to the same perfection. I'm not looking for an excuse to get out of my accountability towards the women in my life. It stops with me, begins with me. I take ownership over everything that happens underneath me. And that's what I'm making him do in my life. You get that? I'm making God take ownership of everything underneath him in my life. Now, maybe somebody else don't get it like that. That's on them. But you got a man in the earth that did it like that. And I live it like that in front of my wives. I'd be dang if somebody comes say this, that, and the other. And I say, but it was Dove and it was Naya. Are you serious? I'll deal with whatever their behavior is later. But my position says I take full accountability for everything underneath me. That's dominion, brothers. That's what you don't understand. That's what the red pill and the blue pills and the manosphere don't understand. And that's why the conditions have never changed in your life. You've been going to these things and seminars, and you still ain't got a relationship of longevity. As a matter of fact, after you leave the seminar, you're going there with pride without no game, a bunch of squares trying to tell you how to operate with a woman, and they probably don't have a woman in their own lives. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, how many of those people out there are allowing you to look underneath the hood of their life? Who operates openly like this? Who allows you to see underneath the hood? Does his words really work? How is it being manifested in his own life? Who out there is showing you what's underneath the hood? They might be talking in front of a Ferrari. Because you're so accustomed to the show, you and your woman, because you act like a woman. So they get you by the show too. You ain't waiting for after the show. What's after the show for a man? What does it look like under the hood? The car looks pretty on the outside, got a nice candy paint. What does the engine look like? How does it run? But you move by the show too, because you operate like a woman. Listen, I bet if you start demanding for all these people that keeps trying to sell you classes and all that to show their lives, let their women come up and speak. What do they think about them? Let us see if it's working in your own life, what you're selling to us. Is there longevity there? Because if you got a guy that just had a girl for a couple of months, you could do that on your own. You've been doing that all your life. You might got him for a couple of months and all that. But you can tell a lot about a man by his woman. How long has she been there? Let her talk. Let's see if it works in your life. Comprende? I do a little. That's Spanish, ain't it? Huh? It's Spanish, ain't it? Okay, see. What y'all got to say? Duh? How you feel?
I feel good. I was thinking a lot about the pursuit. And I know that to be true. I mean, the continuation of it, because it could be dry. But
I still love you, still turned on after all these years. Ain't nothing changed. Still want you, still pursuing you after all these years. Keep you sharp, like you being sharp, like looking at you sharp. You know? You feel what I'm saying?
yeah. What I was thinking about when you were talking about that, see, that's his side. my side is that what I get from the pursuit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because your pursuit and what you do during your pursuit comes from your value of who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so while you were talking, the only thing I could think about is who I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful part of it is that although I get all those things, but what it created in me is a woman that does not have to be reassured,
Mm-hmm.
right? Within my own power and within my own right that was built in me, right? Now I can take on the mantle of the reassurance within my own self that was built, right? And so this don't happen overnight, right? It was the continual pursuit, the continual like classes, we had on building structure and building, right? The things that had to be built in me. And just recently, I'm not going to say that I haven't always had it, but there was a change. And that change was the mantle of operating in the I don't have to be reassured about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that only came, like, as my husband was talking, with the building. I would have never got here without it, right? That came from the continuation of that. After 30 years, there's no way in the world that, yeah,
now.
I know, but there's no way in the world after 30 years a person has to be reassured.
Or shouldn't have to.
They shouldn't have to be,
Right.
right? And so just carrying on that mantle of not having to be reassured, but operating in my own leadership, my own right of what I have to do, because now my pursuit is with the remnant. My pursuit is with my family, because women pursue also,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And that mantle belongs to me, and I was chosen for that. So there's so many different things, and there's so many different reasons as to why I am where I'm at right now, because there has to come a time there. It don't have to, but the time has come, and not the realization now, but of our culture, of the building, the raising of our people, this information. And we always say your words got to match your life, right? Your words can match your life to a certain extent. With some people, it can be a little bit. With some people, they could still be growing. With some people, they could still be going through a salting process, but I'm not going through that anymore, right? I'm no longer going through a salting process. I have arrived in my position and who I am and what the Most High has created me to be. And I know that. And that is the thing, the knowing. So there's the building, which comes from my husband in this information, only carried out because the Most High chose me. And I think that's another thing too, is that I know who I am. I know the Most High chose me for this position, right? The position is a great position, but I had to be built to that position, right? Because what people don't understand is, yes, there's the remnant, but then after this comes the conquering of nations, the conquering of world. That takes a different person, a different character, and a different knowing, right? That person does not have to be reassured. That person walks deliberately in who they are,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I am deliberately walking in who I know that I am.
I'm not here to do, I'm here to be.
I'm here to be, period. And the knowledge of that, the operating in that, is special to me, because I know what the Most High has given me. I know what He told me. I've been knowing what He said. I'm at the know, right? So that takes a different characteristic, a different person. There's a different personality. There's a different characteristic in walking in the know, right? So when I think about building, I'm way past building. When I think about pursuit, I'm way past pursuit. We're way past that. And I thank the Most High for that. I thank Him for the time. I thank Him for the salting. I thank Him for my experiences that the world has not experienced because of the indoctrination, the information that the world has allowed you to grow up in even before conception, from your own parents. So when I think about where I am, where I started, what I came to do, there's not a question in my mind as to who I am and what I came to do, right? And the part that I play in not just a partnership, but in leadership, in raising our people in our culture, and what it takes to do that. And I thank the Most High for the time, because he knew the time that it would take to get me here, but I'm a whole new vessel, right? The vessel that is operating in the demands of the Most High God, knowing that the Most High is with me, deliberately carrying that out because I know he's with me. And that's a whole nother creature, right? That is a whole nother vessel. It's a whole nother person. And so, yeah.
So, amen to that. So watch this. You know what that sounds like? Everything she just said? It sounds like a lot to lose.
Exactly.
What did I say earlier? I like a woman who has a lot to lose. That's why I create them. Right?
Because I was going to say, because when a man pursues, it's deliberate, right? What he's doing is deliberate. He knows what he's doing. And when a woman is raised up in that pursuit, and a man who is deliberate, she becomes deliberate, right? And so that is the purpose. The purpose is for you to be deliberate in carrying out what you know you have to carry out.
Yeah. But look how the value rises, right? Which keeps you, I don't care what she's talking about, I want to pursue it. Did you see what makes you just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, whoo, it never gets old. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So Naya, how you feel?
I feel great.
You feel great? So what do you think about the class and what did you get from it?
I think it was a great class, of course, always. Really thinking about the having a lot to lose, based on our conversation earlier. And, just thinking where I was before, like you were saying, when you don't have a lot to lose, and, how you just operate in that and just go for anything, right? And you just, it has a look to that. You carry yourself a certain kind of way, it's whether you feel that it's not even about anybody else, but just the look that you carry with you having nothing to lose, right? And just that that aura, right? And when I think about now, just really just looking at the different phases of my life before the information, coming into the information, and just the different levels that I've been brought to, and how it constantly adds on to, it's like a list of things that I have to lose, right? And, just first coming here and how the leadership that I was given, that position was established in the beginning, right? And then just moving up to, just operating as a remnant woman, and how my God honors that, and the things that he does when he honors your submission and obedience, right? And like I was just saying, how the different levels, he will bring you to. And it's like just feeling like so many things that I've been trusted with, right? That I would have felt like, you know, it's just completely different. You know, when I look at me being a mother and, you know, how he's given me my husband, right? Well, my husband first, then me becoming a mother, you know, and just the position I have itself with me being married, right? And, you know, just oh, just the
About to cry too, because she's been crying a lot
already
too.
knew, I could see
You
it.
can see.
am I thought he was
Yeah.
about to start crying. That's why
You was gonna beat him. You was gonna beat him.
Yeah.
No, I feel good. But when you say that, then my eyes get to watering.
I
They was
didn't-
already watering.
already watering.
They was not watering.
Yes,
It's
they
the
was.
lights.
Oh, this the lights, huh? It wasn't the light 15 minutes ago. No, go ahead,
Oh.
baby. That's-
But yeah, when I just like just thinking about that, you know, and just the feeling of just the feeling of that, you know, that importance, you know, the value that comes with that, you know, and the disposition, right, of just that woman itself, you know, and just what that looks like overall, you know, and
Don't do it.
now you just egging
No,
it
no, honey. I
on.
just. Oh.
So
What did I tell you
so yeah,
earlier?
I'm honored by that.
What did I tell you earlier? I mean, we talk a lot, but what did I tell you earlier? I said, you remember I told you?
You told me that the
You-
part where you take me, is it that more?
Yeah, that it was a whole
More serious?
conversation. But what did I say about? I said, you look.
I look more.
What?
I look.
I
I look finer. How do I look
Mhm.
finer now
Uh-huh.
than before
Uh-huh.
being a mom?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that right?
That's right. I mean, I'm the one who told you. Did
Yeah.
you? Oh, okay. How you look finer now than you did before as a mom?
It's just the glow.
Yeah,
I
the-
mean,
She
yeah,
just
yeah,
remember
it's
pregnancy.
I think what it is not that I wasn't before, right? But I think what it is everything that it's like I was saying earlier, it's like the maturity is different,
Mm.
you know, handling responsibility, you know, everything that just comes with how you have to handle things with being a mom. You know, it's like it's just different. You know, there's a different kind of, because it's not just from a place where it's just about me, you know, but and that's another thing adding on to having a lot to lose, right? Because before it's like, of course, you know, when it's just you coming from a selfish point of view,
Mm.
right? But then when you're a part of that, on the other side of that, you know, having to operate in a position where is everything is not about you, right? And that takes a whole nother kind of strength to have, right? But I mean, of course, you have to have the information in order to operate like that anyway, you know. But
Does our life
but
work?
I think, yeah,
Does our
I
life
think
work?
it does.
Does our life work?
It's working.
No, I'm just saying because people are on the outside. This is not something that is, you know, something that's really promoted or something, especially within this country. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, people could say all kind of things just based upon their religious ideas about what they think God says about this, that, and the other, right? But does our life work?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Why?
Because we work toward it. I think that most of it comes with information because we're privy and we understand and we've been brought into the knowledge of our own culture, right? And when first of all, you have to know who you are. You know, we know that we are the true descendants of the Israelites, right?
Abraham.
From Abraham. We are not Gentiles, right? We know our culture. And when you go back and look in our culture book and you look at what was taken from us, right? Even before we were enslaved, those rights were taken from us. And when you find out who you are and you realize, you know, what this country has done, and not just this country, but some other countries also who have taken away, you know, the right for a man to have multiple wives.
But it's not just the right for a man to have multiple wives. That is not the focus. The culture.
The culture, our culture.
And within the culture, it's not something that's exotic.
Right. Because you could have your culture. Like they will call it religion. We won't be stripped of that. But the things that entailed in our culture, right? Things that we were able to do or practice or which was lawful, right, are not lawful here. And so for their reasons, right, that they instilled, right? And like my husband always say, if you look it up and look why they stopped that, then you can educate yourself on why that is, right? It's not that it was the Most High didn't want it or all that kind of stuff, because it was our culture, right? And if you look that up, once you start getting privy to your culture and the understanding of your culture, right, then your mind can start opening up. It wasn't something that was like just easy, right? We had to allow those deposits that were deposited from the indoctrination to be replaced with information, right? That information is then replaced with trust, right? And it's only entrusted to the person who understands how it works, how our culture works. You're not just giving yourself to another man with a wife just because he wants you to, or just because it looks nice, or just because you like that man, right? You're doing it for a purpose. You love him, right? But the reason you're doing it is because you know you're able to entrust yourself with that man, with another wife, and everything that comes along with that, the security, how you're treated, you know, and everything else that comes with our culture. It's not just, oh, like you say, hey man, come be my wife in that video, right? You know, I want you to be my wife. Oh, and that's it, right? And then you're not taking care of me, or you're treating me different, and just all the other things, because men can't even treat one woman right in this country, let alone another one, right? Like I always say, if you have another woman, they're hidden, right? And we could look at the crazy laws in this country. They allow two men to be married together and two women, but will not allow a man to have another wife. But you will allow a bunch of fatherless children with a woman with a bunch of different men, or 2 or 3 boyfriends, but you can't have another wife who's going to raise his children and take care of his wives. You will not allow that, but you will allow everything else. That's crazy. So we take our culture back, right? And we operate in our culture the way you're expected to, not just because you could have another wife or you could have sex with somebody else or whatever, and it be open. This is not that type of relationship where you just want to have another wife or 2 wives just because you want to have sex. This is not that kind of party. And so when you understand that, then it's easier to learn to, you know, understand what your culture is and start adapting back into it, right? And then you start teaching your children like our children understand. And my daughter is growing up knowing this is our culture. She don't know nothing different, right? And Naya's son is going to grow up in the same thing. And that's how we will learn to teach our generation of kids coming up that this is culture. This is not something abnormal, right? This is normal in our culture. And so it has to be taught. It's not going to be like overnight. It's not going to be like that. This is something we're reinstating. We're learning. We're getting the information. But it starts with the man first, right? If that man is not operating in his manhood, if he is not up under the Most High God and understanding culture, it's probably not going to work. Or you from another country like Africa where they can have multiple wives or a Mormon or whatever, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But over here, we operate under our culture, right? And we have an understanding of our culture, which makes it works because we know there's accountability. And that means a lot. Where there's accountability, then you can expect accountability, right? It works both ways. Accountability from the Most High, the man expects that, he expects that, and we're looking at him. We don't expect nothing less because we know we're not going to get nothing less. Like he said earlier, the continual pursuit, right? And that's how we operate. We operate in that, and we understand that nobody is getting anything less. We know he loves us. We love him, right? And we love who he loves. So, you know, that may not happen with everybody. It may take time, but you need to first learn how to deal with one woman before you try to go get multiple. And that's just the honest truth. There ain't no way in the world I would have been in a situation like this with somebody in the indoctrination. It would have never happened. You know, I might have gave all I had to give that I knew I had at the time, right? But now I know I'm this, right? So, I mean, that value, the understanding of that up under our culture is something different, right? So you get this information. When you go get the book, Guard the Man, you will understand a lot about manhood. It will not only teach you how to keep a woman, but to keep you knowing how to continue to pursue, how to keep yourself valuable, and how to teach your woman to be valuable, right? And that you will not ever have a problem with having one wife, let alone two, right? If that's the case, because everybody will be built up in value, right? And you will never still steer that person wrong because you will hold yourself accountable for everything that you do. That's why that works over here. It's not going to work with everybody. Y'all can't do it. That's why I always say in the indoctrination, y'all keep everybody hidden, right? One person can't know about the other because you probably gonna die. Somebody gonna die. Somebody gonna go crazy. And if you find out she got somebody else, you might try to kill her too. But you don't understand what you put in that relationship, right? Because you out there doing the same thing. He always say women can do it better than y'all. We could cheat better than you. We could hide stuff better than you. You think you out there doing something, she doing it 10 times better than you, right? So if you want to get this information, and when I read this book, I was arrested because this book is so powerful. It's titled Guard the Man, but it could be Guard the Woman, right? So women, go get this book. Men, go get this book. Because if you want to get on the road to understanding this right here, and for men, for you, how to accept nothing less, and how to have somebody come and fall in line under trust, right? Knowing that they can trust you, right? With their life, and for you to learn how to teach structure and build your families, be a man, be a father in this culture, you could do it. You could do it even if you ain't in this culture, if you just follow those instructions. But that book is powerful because it is definitely going to teach you how to create value in yourself, right? Where a woman will listen to you and do what you say. She will let you guide her, and she will follow your instructions. And that's important, right? But it's only going to be important if you have that to give. Because if you don't, you're going to keep going through what you're going through right now. I don't care if you get married and y'all been married for 5 years. It's going to be the worst 5 years of your whole life, right? You gonna be miserable. You gonna be ready for her to leave, waiting for her to leave. She gonna be messing around. You gonna be messing around. And why even get married? Well, I be saying, you know what? The truth is, even before I was married, I would look at people's relationships and I would think, why are y'all married? What possessed y'all to get married? Right? No trust, no accountability, no nothing. The man don't have nothing to give. All y'all do is just have fun in the beginning. Y'all thought y'all was madly in love and you found out y'all hate each other's guts. Because y'all don't have nothing to give each other, right? But sex. Go get this book, right? Go get this book so you can stop going through those vicious life circles, get some value about yourself, right? So when you present it to somebody, it's not just a show, right? So you really have something to give and live. And when at 5 months down the line, you still the same person you showed up to be, not the person that you was putting the show on with, not that person. And it blows my mind that men know how to fake putting on a show, but they can't maintain it. Pursuit is maintaining, right? Pursuit is a consistent maintaining of who you were in the beginning. Because if you come step to a woman, you're not pursuing her, you're trying to get with her. That's not pursuit. Pursuit is a consistent maintaining of what you began with, right? So if you want to be a man and you want to learn how to guard the man, right? Because a man who knows how to pursue just any woman is not going to come. You're not going to be trying to get any woman, right? And any woman is not just going to try to come to you because she knows that she's not going to have enough for you. But you could build anybody with this information, right? So get that book, Guard the Man.
Man.
Yeah.
So why do you think this works?
I think this works because we're all for each other. You know, there's not, because it can't work if you feel that, or if there's some kind of separation, right? Or what do you call that? Like a what do you call it? Something agenda?
Hidden agenda? No?
That, but it's another word for it. But yeah. So yeah, you know,
It's like if you're doing it for a selfish purpose, like
right,
like selfish.
right,
Mhm.
exactly. So
Yeah, but individualize it. Why has it worked for you?
why does it work for me?
Yeah, why has being in a relationship where you are one of two wives and you're coming in fresh after we've been for a while, people probably wonder, how does that work for you? What was it about that would make you feel like that's something that you want to do? You're beautiful. Any man would probably try to take you on and probably want to marry you all by himself and live happily ever after. And you know what I'm saying? So somebody might be thinking like, you know, I'm older than you, and what would make you young, fine, and all these type of things want to get into a situation where I already have a wife that's been here almost 30 years. And that's questions people be asking, and only you can answer them, right? Because they probably, well, what is it about you that would involve yourself in a situation like that? Have you thought about it?
I mean,
Because I can't answer that. I mean, I can, but
I mean, I don't even look at it as really, I just look at the man, right? And me valuing who you are, you know, because it's like I've said before, not I don't have a man, I have the man, right?
Mhm.
You know, the man that's teaching men how to be men, right? So it's like, and there's nothing wrong with that, you
Right,
know,
right.
right? You know, but yeah, I that's what it is for me. That's what do it for me,
The
you
value of
know.
the man.
Yeah. So it's like, and with that, although I've seen that you've been married before, you know,
Mhm.
all this time,
Right.
right? But it's like, and it's like I was saying in the beginning, you know, me having that advantage to see how you've operated all this time, you
Mm.
know, and how you are to Dev, right? Who you've been married to for almost 30 years, you know? So, um, yeah, so with me, it's like I'm looking at moving forward the building, right? And what how I've benefit after all this time is my personal development growing in a space um to where I have grown to be big, right? Learning that, you know, and through any situation, any circumstance that people might think is like, oh, well, like the biggest why, you know,
Mm.
or something that most people wouldn't do, most women wouldn't do, right? But it's it's bigger than that, right? It's like you were saying, just broaden things out, you know, and
Mhm.
not just zooming in. Now, in the beginning, there was things that I was struggling with. I'm not gonna lie, right? But yeah, just learning to move past that, and just more so looking at, you know, me and my husband's relationship, and how, um, and how, yeah, just the growth in that and what you teach, you
Mhm.
know. But but yeah, it's
So let me piggyback
yeah.
off of what you said, because this is all of what I teach. And
Mhm.
I just wanted just to hear from her, no coaching, people, whatever. I wanted to hear from her, right? And it went right back to everything I've been teaching for decades,
Mhm.
the value of a man,
Mhm. And
right?
because of that, it's like, in any, like, I wouldn't have seen this version of myself, the woman that I am today, had I not been with you,
Mhm.
right? I couldn't have learned that from anywhere else. You know, not a parent, definitely not no boyfriend and indoctrination, right? It just, yeah, that none of that worked. But yeah, just the woman that you're able to, that you have been able to build,
Mhm.
right? It's like, of course, us seeing the work that you've done with Dove, and then, you know, just like you will say, just how that has been duplicated to me, you
Mhm.
know, and how, yeah, you know, and how that's how you've just, how that has added to my life, you
Mhm.
know, and again, how it benefits me, you know, because it gets to a point where, yes, the man, it starts with the man, you know, but once the woman takes that, when she's willing to learn, right, and she takes that for myself, takes that for herself, like I have myself, you know, yeah, you operate and you benefit from that based on how you operate, you know,
Mhm.
just as a woman,
Mhm.
you know, so yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Mhm.
Yeah, amen. So, like I said, there were things that were said in the beginning. Like I said, people might say this. People might say this. Why this? Why you do this? This is what you have. This is what you this. But what I told you from the beginning is a man being in position, his ability to create what brings him value. And all those questions of why this, and that were answered just based upon the value that she's seen in me. So the value that she's seen in me overrode all of those why questions that you have.
Mhm.
That's what I teach men. This is what I teach men, that you can build value in yourself. You just don't know how. That's why Dove said, go get the book, Guard the Man. Right? Because once you understand what she just said, it was how I thought about you. It was how I valued you.
Mhm.
If women, right, could look at you with value, not because of no money. She never mentioned money one time, right? But she did mention what I was able to teach her and what I was able to bring her to in her own personal life, that she was truly aware that she couldn't get it nowhere else. That brought value, right? You don't understand how powerful that is to a woman. You just don't understand that. And I want to teach you that, right? That's why you need to go get Guard the Man. The point is, once you understand that value that you can create in yourself, what you gonna do? Guard it. Which is why I wrote the book, Guard the Man. Some of you out there that don't have any point of reference to what I'm saying to you would never get that. You would never get it. Guard the man, because you don't think you have value. Guard me. What you mean guard me? Yeah, I get it. But once you understand the keys to what I'm trying to explain to you, every day you will guard the man. And your guarding the man brings provision for everybody underneath you, everybody around you. That's how it works. All praises?
All praises.
All right. Do we have any other questions before we leave here? Is there any questions you seen, D, or anybody before we go? My son's first class. You did good, son. He knocked out mama.
He was over there smiling and stuff.
Oh, look, I know you guys handled it then. All right. All praises. Thank you. D, won't you take us out of here? It's my nephew's son here. That's numero.
Y'all can catch us every Wednesday right here, same time, 7 p.m. But if you're serious about your culture, if you're serious about being that type of man, you can catch us on Mondays and Fridays at 7 p.m. on YouTube. You can catch us on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on YouTube. On Instagram. And you can catch us on Thursdays on OnlyFans at 7 p.m. That's only if you're serious. They pay classes, and it goes real deep into what's been spoken about today. We love y'all. Represent Remnant everywhere you go. Catch you next time.
Thank you for tuning in from Nairobi, Kenya.